What's up guys, Excalibur here and welcome back to Star Ocean Anamnesis. So today, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do a character guide series, starting with Invoker Sophia. So let's get into it. Sophia is a fire-based invoker with a gigantic 4100 int stat at limit break 10. This allows her to do a lot of damage, and her offensive capabilities are further enhanced by her talents. Her first talent, Schoolgirl Drama, increases her int stat by 50%, which I'm pretty sure is already included in the 4000, so that's unfortunate. Her second talent, Green-Eyed Monster, increases the critical hit chance of all invokers by 30%, which allows them to do more damage and frees up an accessory slot because you don't have to run the Hawkeye charm. Her third talent, Good Planner, reduces the AP cost of all invokers by 20%, which even further increases their DPS. And her last talent, Self-Mastery, reduces her own symbol invoking time by 30%, which is very decent for Sophia because her skills kind of have some really slow cast times to them. Now onto her battle skills. Skill 1, Plunging Firebolts. Summon many fireballs at once to assail your foe. Its power is determined by multiplying int by 200%, it does 6 hits, has a fire element, and it costs 20 AP. This is one of the attacks you'll be using a lot because the fireballs have a homing effect to them, so they're very good against moving targets, has a low AP cost, and it just comes out really quickly. Her second skill, Stone Rain, cause a countless number of stones to rain down on your foe. Power is determined by int multiplied by 460%, hits 5 times, has an earth element, and it costs 35 AP. Now this attack is kind of in an unfortunate spot because it's an earth element attack and Sophia is mainly a fire-based invoker. It also doesn't do enough damage for its AP cost, so you won't be seeing too much use out of this. Her third skill, Enhance, raise all allies' attack by 25% for 20 seconds, and it costs 60 AP. This skill is just the icing on the cake, added to an already amazing invoker, and if you're playing with mostly physical characters, definitely make sure to keep this skill up at all times so you can support them to the best of your abilities. And her last skill, Violent Explosion, drop an explosive orb on your foe. Power is determined by int multiplied by 770%, hits 14 times, fire element, and it costs 45 AP. This is the strongest attack in Sophia's arsenal, and it's going to be a finisher for you most of the time. And then we have her rush, Meteor Swarm. Call down myriad meteors from space while attacking. Its power is determined by int multiplied by 3500%, and after the rush is over, it gives you an int plus 70% bonus, and it reduces AP cost by 60% for 20 seconds. Now this is not the highest rush multiplier that we've ever seen, but paired with her monstrous int stat, it can definitely do some damage. I would put it somewhere in the upper tiers of rush finishers, and that post-rush buff already makes an amazing offensive invoker even more deadly. The weapon that you usually want to be running with Sophia is the Infernal Scepter, which further bolsters her fire damage. Unfortunately, this can only be obtained from the gacha, so if you're looking for a coin shop alternative, I recommend the Winged Scepter. Obviously, it's not as good as the Infernal Scepter, but it'll have to do until you get your hands on the Infernal Scepter. Alright, so with the boring stuff out of the way, onto the practical stuff. A standard Sophia would be running Plunging Firebolts, Enhance, and Violent Explosion. This allows her to do a lot of damage against enemies weak to fire, as well as enemies not weak to fire, and Enhance allows her to keep her physical allies in peak condition. So her standard combo would be a normal attack into a Charge Assault Explosion, into Firebolt, into as many explosions as you can fit. This combo only excels at hitting stationary targets, so if you're looking for one that's a bit more aimed at mobile targets, try a normal attack into a Charge Assault Firebolt, into Explosion, into as many Firebolts as you can fit. Oh, and in case you don't know, the Charge Assault is there because it shortens the amount of time it takes you to cast that symbology. And as always, don't forget that you can cancel out of animations by doing a dash. This is very useful for regaining control of your character after casting a symbology. So, in short, Sophia is meant to do as much damage as possible, especially against enemies weak to fire. Her talents give her pretty much everything she needs to be a strong invoker, which means it doesn't matter what party you run her in, she's gonna do a lot of damage. You can run her in physical parties and get some use out of that enhanced skill, or you can run her in a completely invoker-based party and make her even stronger. Regardless, she is a very nice character to have in your team. So that does it for my Sophia guide. I hope that was helpful, and up next I'm probably going to do Fate, and after that maybe the Halloween characters. We'll see, maybe something you guys recommend to me, but that about does it for this. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you all next time. Peace!